Hey MVPs, Rico Knows here. Going to talk to you guys about this fight. David Martinez versus Saimon Oliveira. David Martinez, 11-1, young stud, and he's fighting Saimon Oliveira. He is 18-5. He's a jiu-jitsu nerd from Brazil. I'm going to start with a quick story time. It's not going to take too long. So here's the deal. When I was in the military, I wanted to become a combative instructor, a hand-to-hand combat instructor. We all train martial arts. You want to become an instructor. And there's different levels. Level 1, you work at your current unit, your local unit, and you fight for about 40 hours. You do a 5-day class, if you will, and you become a level 1 instructor. And you learn the basics of jiu-jitsu, essentially. Then there's level 2. It's 2 weeks long. You learn advanced jiu-jitsu. You learn some more moves and things, and you get introduced to some strikes and takedowns and variations of things. So you might have learned 16 moves in level 1. In level 2, you learn 64 moves, okay? Then when it gets to level 3 and level 4, there is no doubt about it, you got to go to Fort Benning, Georgia. You got to go to the home of the infantry, and you got to learn how to fight there. Home of the special forces, the rangers, the drill sergeants, all these meat eaters. And I remember I was military intelligence for over 20 years. They called me Wikipedia. I was an MI guy. But they all forgot you put your pants on one leg at a time like everybody else, and whatever job you picked in your life doesn't make you tough, bro. So whatever your MOS was, it didn't matter to me. I'm out there to take your lunch money. But I'll never forget the first day. We walk in, and we're all kind of muscle-bound freaks. We're all a little different. We like to taste the blood in our mouth. We're all tough guys. We're all the best dudes all around the Army. We've all come to this one place. And by the way, the course is a month long. You're going to fight 8 hours a day for a whole month. You're just in camp training with other meat eaters the whole day. And it's all striking. First week is boxing. Next week is kickboxing. Next week is grappling. And then you have your tactical fights and your 4-ounce gloves in the cage and all that other stuff, right? And I can remember the first day, though. We're in the locker room. And all these guys know each other. They're from the local units there. I'm there TDY. I drove 13 hours to get there from Fort Meade, Maryland, home of the NSA. I drove down. My unit paid for me, but they said you got to drive yourself. I said, I'm going to drive because I want a car there for the whole month anyways, and you guys weren't going to give me a rental. That's fine. I'm going to drive down there. So I drive down there, and all these guys know each other. Drill sergeants, special forces, rangers, all this stuff. And one guy's in the locker room, and he's talking about how they train downtown at a gym. And I'm like, okay, so these guys got belts. They're purple belts in jiu-jitsu, they're blue belts, and they're this belt. I'm a brown belt and all that. And I'm just sitting there, I'm just like, all right. Well, I'm an ass kicker, and I'm not worried about anything these guys are talking about. But there's this one guy, man, I'm going to call him Ghost, because he was a special forces guy, but anytime we had to do any sparring and get in the octagon for sparring, he was a ghost. He was missing. Didn't want to do it. Wasn't about that life. We had to start doing our hand wraps and put on our... He wasn't about that life. Okay? And I mention this because I know he was good at jiu-jitsu. I know when he fought with a closed guard and he did all those things, I know he was tough, right? It reminds me of this Saimon Oliveira dude. Just, you're good at this, but you're not a real fighter. You don't have what it takes to win. Just remember that, okay? That guy was in the locker room one day, and he was talking about a bar fight he was in. Like that first weekend, we all went out. I went out dancing. I went to go look for women. I was from out of town. I'm looking for girls. I'm looking for the hookup. I'm living the life of a single soldier. I went out dancing, and these guys went to a bar, and I got there, and I walked in the bar. I said, where's the dance floor? They said, there's no dance floor. I said, I go to nightclubs, bro. We're in Columbus, Georgia. I don't want to sit in a bar with a bunch of dudes drinking. That sounds G-A-Y. Like, what are we doing? So anyways, they got in a fight because they're idiots and they have nothing else going on with their life. I went out and I got laid. But they got in a fight. And this guy is in the locker room talking about how he beat up 3 dudes in the bar. And he's acting it out. They're just so alpha. They're just so extra. And he's doing all this. I beat up this guy. 3 dudes. In a matter of 5 minutes, he said he knocked out 3 dudes. He beat up this guy, Remember, we train with this dude every day. He ain't beat up one guy. He ain't beat up one real fighter. But he beat up 3 dudes. Okay? It's easy to beat up 3 little average dudes. You ain't beating us up. So I bring that up. Hey, shout out to me, by the way, honor graduate from that course. I beat everyone. Got the plaque on the wall. Anyways, I bring that up because I want to talk about David Martinez for a second. This is not a typo. David Martinez competed in Combat Global. Combat Global. I don't know if that was at Globo Gym. I don't know if he was going up against them Viper dudes and all that shit. I don't know the names of everything. But look at the date here. The man fought 3 fights in one night. You heard me right. 3 fights in one night. He won by TKO, unanimous decision, and came back for the next fight. And this Francisco Rivera fought in the UFC. He didn't beat 3 bums in a bar. He beat 3 amazing fighters. By the way, to win the tournament in that course, I had to beat 3 guys in one day. So this is impressive to me. This is incredible. Dave Martinez beat 3 dudes in one night. What? How is that happening? He is a special kind of guy. Born in Mexico City. He's going to be in his hometown, ready to bang and throw them things, and he's a meat eater. I love everything about David Martinez. The only thing I hope for is that he throws more than one strike. He throws combos instead of those one punches and those kicks. That he's vicious, man. He throws everything with bad intentions. But I hope he throws more than one. But Saimon Oliveira is ghost, bro. He is the worst. This guy is a jiu-jitsu nerd, and I know you all think jiu-jitsu is the greatest martial art in the world, and it probably is. But when you're in MMA and you're pulling guard, you're going to get teed up and punched, right? Somebody's just going to tripod up on you and just let it rain. Saimon Oliveira is the worst fighter, bro. When you want to pick a guy, and I know that him by sub is a big deal, and it's very realistic because he gets a lot of subs. What's his sub? His sub payout $750. If you're one of those people who's like, Rico, there's no way I can bet on David Martinez. That shit's gone up to minus 400. I'm staying away from it. David Martinez by knockout, I believe, is a plus 130 right now. It's plus 145, bro. It's a straight across bet. Straight across bet. Him by points 155. Straight across. There's nothing to do here. Put 2 units on it. Put a unit here and a unit here. David Martinez, 1 unit to win by knockout, 1 unit to win by points. Now what are we talking about? What's your payout? What's your return? You put 100 on each. What do you get back? You're going to make either $45 or $55. You're hedging your own bet. Or I'm just letting you know. You're getting back 25% of what you put out there. Guaranteed. Because David Martinez is he's going to make this man's going to run away, bro. Saimon Oliveira is the type of dude to throw a spinning back fist when he's under pressure. When there's a problem, he's going to throw a spinning back fist. Okay? The first time you see a spinning back fist, you lost the fight. He's lost. That's it. Too much pressure. He's got nothing. He's got no durability. He does not want to feel another man hitting him. He hasn't won a fight since his Dana White Contender Series debut, which was a split decision victory, by the way, back in 2021. So he's only fought twice in 4 years. And both times we saw him, he was absolute dog shit. He didn't win a single round against Tony Gravely. Not one round. 30-27, and there's no debate about it. And then Daniel Marcos took his lunch money. Made that man run away in the cage. He's moving weird, bro. It's one thing to pivot and turn. It's another to turn and run. Turning and running, bro. He just turned away like, stop hitting me, stop it. He looked like an abused woman on an episode of Cops. He looked like the victim of a domestic violence dispute. Now, he don't put up much of a fight. You can't put your money on this guy. If he wins, congratulations. Shout out to him. David Martinez, I'm saying TKO, and I feel pretty good about it. I think he's going to go out there and just rip this dude apart and break him down. Just going to hit too hard. David Martinez is going to come out with some bad intentions, bro. Bad intentions. Saimon Oliveira's in trouble. That's how I feel about it. Your friends don't know, but Rico knows. Make smart decisions, MVPs. I'll see you on the flip side.